Welcome back to some more of our Asias. Yeah, there we go. I forgot the controls for a second there. I was trying to work out why I couldn't move with WASD, but you just can't move with WASD. That's fine, that's a-okay. That's hunky-dory. Can't really remember what we were doing, to be honest. Oh, I guess we were walking to here. Yuito, can you hear me? It's me, General. What's wrong with the checker room? The doctor's voice calls out. Yuito? Oh no, hang on, this is the doctor. Yuito, is that you? Yuito! Can you get out of there? Your father is going to pass soon. Try looking for the staircase. Another voice. Hold on, Yuito, not so fast. Who is that? Yuito? Yuito, ignore him for now and enter that door ahead. Are you sure the checker room will be fine? What if I can't get out? You'll be okay, I promise, the general says. Yuito, don't listen to him, whoever that is. Hey, hello? The last sounds of the doctor's voice fade away. General speaks again. Hurry up, he's not wrong about your father's condition, but there's someone I want you to talk to beyond that door. Alright, well, I guess we'll just die in here. It's fine. Apparently finding out more about our pointless excuse for a father is more important than not dying. General wanted me to meet someone here before I leave. Who am I meeting here? Is it this figure on the horizon, perchance? It's a very big figure, actually. It's a tall boy. Oh, is it the narrator? Looks like the narrator. In the same pose and everything. That same sort of spacky-handed pose. Less imposing when he's not stood in a black room, really. He's just sort of doing his hand thing, just in the middle of a field. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I ran into this in real life, I'd be a bit creeped out, but you know, it's doesn't have the same sort of authority, shall we say. Shall we get on with this? Welcome to Narita Airport, you... are you? Me? Not your father. I'm just here to explain something. Oh, well, I wasn't... Are you familiar with Narita? Yeah, I've used the airport for work. Since the 1960s, farmers and others have protested against the construction of Narita Airport. The government originally gave the construction site's land to poor farmers. But of course, to aid Japan's growth, that land was soon taken away. Having just finished working the land, farmers weren't pleased. Many didn't want to move. Didn't they do something about it? Of course. They protested, but in the end, their cause was too fragmented between different parties of farmers and activists. And then, the airport was built. We are at the site of Narita, near the ruins of the protesters' HQ. Before we know it, it'll all be built over. Lost to the cycles of development. It doesn't sound very fair, but isn't it kind of in the past now? Interesting, I guess, but the whole effort feels a little futile now. I'm not so sure about that. You know, even gestures smaller than protests will influence friends and communities. These efforts even ripple beyond the borders of one country, into other parts of Asia, Europe, the Americas. I'm not even talking about donating money, but the mere acts of being present, listening, helping. Now, Yuito, tell me then, who are you influencing? Well, I'll let you think about that one. You ought to get going. That way? I need to go that way? Or was this just the camera playing with me? Can I go this way? I guess not. I can go this way a little while, and then the old invisible wall kicks in. Yeah, this seems like... No? Really? I can do this. It lets me do this. I don't know if I'm meant to do this. But, you know what? Freedom's a funny thing. Sometimes you feel like you can go anywhere in the world, but turns out your limitations are stronger than you realise. It's an important message being delivered by this game. You can escape the valley, but what lies beyond the valley might just be more a bigger box to keep you in place. Know what I'm saying? You dig? You can come in here though. It's pretty cool. Just live in this puddle. Right, yeah. Shall we, I assume we just need to leave the way we came. We heard the little story about the airport, and, didn't really tell us much about our father, did it? Let's be honest. Daddy, where have you gone? Well, this seems different to the place I came in, but well, there's a clear-cut route for me. May as well go a scaling. What's that over there? A little floating thing of some sort. Who knows? Hello. Who might you be? General, how do I get out of here? I'm worried there might not be much time left. It's okay, Yuito. Tell me, how was Japan? Yuito sighs. The decay of the checker room seems to slow. It was alright, but why send me there? It seemed a little random. Well, did you know anything about Narita beforehand? No, I didn't. Well, then you helped that restaurant's owner, and what you felt was genuine. Remember how words are difficult. But remember how you felt like you wanted to help her because she was Asian? Yuito looks up around the checker room. Oh, well, yeah. We just want you to think a little more about that word, Asian. It's good that you cared about that restaurant owner, but it's possible you had little in common with upbringing, or your cultural makeup, or interests. Though your care came from a genuine place, perhaps it's better if that care comes from a slightly different place. One that is based in concern for her conditions, not just the sympathy you feel when a similar looking person suffers. Think about every Asian person you've ever met in your life. High school friends, co-workers, relatives, mentors. They don't all look the same, and their backgrounds are so different. Whether they be immigrants, 2.5 generations like yourself, or visitors to America. And think about how all suffering restaurant owners aren't necessarily Asian. When you focus on feeling Asian sympathy, you might miss out on a lot. You might, say, overlook the issues that many people face in other countries. You might overlook the ways by which you can contribute to these causes. Ways to share common goals with others. I didn't mean to. Don't worry about it. As long as you're alive, there's always more time to understand. Yuito sighs. How could my father have known all this too? He just sounds so different from the father my mom told me about. I think both versions of your father are valid and real. I guess you can put it this way. The father your mother knew, and his offences, they don't invalidate the work he went on to do. And likewise, the version of your father I knew, his good doesn't make up for what he did to you. Well, of course it doesn't. Doesn't matter to me what he did, he still deserved a life of guilt. Rito takes a moment to think, letting his gaze wander. But at least he never did the same thing to any other family. General, are you still alive on my Earth? I might be. But between my Earth and yours, details change. Often, names. So who knows what my name might be back in your world. But one thing's for sure, I was your father's friend, so the possibility of finding me might exist. Maybe it's time for a research project? Yeah, maybe. I'll have to think about it. Alright, now, I'm really not sure how much time is left. Goodbye, Yuito. It's time for you to go back. Okay. Thanks, General. Yuito approaches the staircase, walking upwards. A force takes over his body, moving him upwards. He can hear the voice of the doctor calling. The last remnants of the checker room crumble and fade away, severing the link to the father's memory world. So if this is the real world, why does everyone still look like a vague geometric shape? I thought we had like still drawings for real world stuff, not weird shit like this. Whatever. The doctor looks up in surprise at the memory world interfacing device. Yuito? Yuito, wake up! Hey! General? General? Who's General? General is gone. Who's saying this? Could be anyone. It's not very clear with who's saying what in this game, is it? Yuito, you're back! Oh, it was the doctor. Okay. Yuito, you're back! Yuito looks over at the doctor. Oh? What happened in there, Yuito? We received multiple panic calls from your mother. You weren't supposed to stay a whole day. I'm sorry, I really am, Doctor, but I'm back now, right? It was almost like a dream. It was a visualization, remember? It may have felt real, but it was all conjured somehow. From your father. I'm not sure about that, Doctor. It seemed like more than a visualization. I think there's more to my memory world than just my father's memories. After we lost contact and I went further in, I met someone strange. What? Who? Your father? No. Someone else. Someone who knew my father. And that I think might exist in real life. Rita tells the doctor about the events in the memory world, about General, and about the alternate Chicago. He gives a final goodbye to his father, leaves the hospital, and calls his mother. And that is the story of Yuito. And the clipping camera. Wow, it's just like the building just exists in like a void, just an endless green field. It's not quite normal. Thank you for playing All Our Asias. I guess that's that then. Please share this game with someone you know. Oh, that's difficult. I don't really know anyone. Tell your best friend, or tell your crush. Hey baby, you want to play a weird indie game? Tell your favourite streamer, or tell your favourite writer. Hey, I am my favourite streamer. Just because I don't stream, I'm also my favourite writer. It's all me. It's all me. I'm also my crush and my best friend. So yeah, make of that what you will. Tell your teacher or tell your students. I might tell my teacher actually. I might do that. He's into weird games. Maybe you could even reconnect with someone with whom you thought was lost to time. If you'd like to support me, please purchase the fan pack from the website you downloaded this game at. Steam? Or buy the soundtrack on my Bandcamp page. That I might do. This game is weird and not entirely, I hate to use such catch-all terms, but good. But the soundtrack at least has been pretty chill and I've quite enjoyed it. You can also join my newsletter at handtanny.com. We'll stay in touch. You could also play an older game of mine like Anodyne or Even the Ocean. Well, I've played Anodyne. I've not played Even the Ocean. It didn't appeal. I do remember seeing it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but maybe I'll double check it. I'll check it out at some point. Because Anodyne was a pretty great game. And now for the credits. Here's some credits. I'm not going to read all these out. Here they are though. Look at him. Look at him go. That guy did the logo. That guy did a different logo. Look at all this. Look at all these people. This was meant to be a one-man project. Who are all these people? Yeah, Sean Hantani did most of it though. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And all the players of my past games. See, I'm valid. I'm helpful. There's some testers. They tested it. So yeah, this game. Let's talk a bit about it, shall we? Let's consider. See, it was only a couple of weeks ago now that I threw together a video about walking simulators in general and saying about how they need to push the boundaries a little in order to, you know, not just be another walking simulator. And I don't think this one really achieved that. I like what it was trying to do, but at the same time the concept was lifted directly from To the Moon. And I get the sort of ham-fisted message they were trying to portray about how you shouldn't be nationalist or isolationist, that you should care about everyone regardless of, you know, outward similarities. And you know, that's all very nice and very, very globalist and very, very, very positive, and that's great. But I mean, presumably, I don't know whether this Sean Hantani guy is like Japanese American or something. I don't know what he is, you know, but it seems like he's writing from his own experiences, so that would make a lot of sense, and given the name as well. But it wasn't great writing, is my thing. A lot of the dialogue just felt clunky. I noticed a lot of times where the same word was used like 2 or 3 times in one sentence, and it just like didn't feel like a natural conversation, which is a big deal in a text-based, heavily dialogue-based game like this. Obviously the graphics, I don't know whether it was simplistic as some sort of artistic statement or because it was just easier to do it this way, you know? The aesthetic did have me feeling nostalgic, I'm not going to lie. A lot of very early 3D games look a lot like this, and you know, as a kid of the 90s, I can relate to it. But yeah, it's not a good look, is it? this sort of cheap 3D, shall we call it. You can do really good things with sprites, like Octopath Traveler. For all my qualms with that game, it is absolutely beautiful. But this... I find it hard. I think I find it hard to recommend this game, if I'm honest. That's not a knock to the developer. It's a one-man band, and he's, as I say, he's tried to put across a positive message, tried to compose his own little story, and obviously it was a lot of work to do it, and that's great. I'd hate to knock indie developers in any way, especially when they are, at least trying to do something creative instead of just making a shitty FPS or whatever, shovelware gets thrown onto the Steam store these days. But yeah, as I say, I don't think I could recommend this one. I really don't. Even to fans of weird games like myself, I would struggle to say, oh yeah, you should definitely play All Our Asias. That said, if you enjoyed it, by all means, check it out yourself. Support the guy, buy his soundtrack, because it's only going to give us a better experience with Anodyne 2 if this one is making him money, if he gets a bit more cash behind him and he can, as he said in the credits, get a better team, better composers and things. So that would all be swell. Anyway, let's see what he's going to say now. Oh, and I've added an option to the pause menu. Infinite Fly. It might be of use. Do what you want with it. Lastly, is there something you missed in the game? Something you could have overlooked? I don't necessarily mean a secret, though it's possible you missed something. I also mean things about the game. Something a friend noticed or paid particular attention to that you didn't. Are you just trying to say that I didn't fully understand the meaning of your game and it's super deep? Is that what you're trying to say here, or was that actually some content I missed? When we come to play a game, we bring in our own ways of seeing, reading, traversing the game, our own filters. That is, maybe other players will know something you don't, inside or outside the game. Yeah, I feel like that's what he's saying. I feel like we're not talking about actual content, because it was a very, very linear game and it would be quite hard to really miss anything. But yeah, I'm not any great intellectual, but I don't really think this game went over my head. I'm sorry. Again, thanks for playing. This has been a game by Sean Hantani. Oh, look. There's a little post-game world. The end. This is the end of the game and non-canon. You can use these portals on the above floor to revisit areas. Don't forget about Infinite Fly mode. And you can always return here using the new pause menu option. Even though there was a Infinite Fly on. Watch me go, bitches! I can see the edge of the universe. It's surprisingly nearby. Yeah, we're going to wrap up here. I don't really feel like I need to go fly around the past areas of the game. There might be something cool out there, who knows, but I think we've experienced pretty much the bulk of this game at this point. Yeah, once again, support the developer if you like what you see, please. And I will see you for another Let's Play at some point in the future. The end.